that I got everything I need. It's alright, I'm on fire, I'm alive, cause now I fly so high, so high. Light up the skyline, let's do it this time, like it's a whole new colorful world. Like we're the only ones in this world. Like we're the only ones in this world. Never thought we'd get this far, burning like the stars. How we get this far, like we're the only ones in this world. Like we're the only ones in this world. Like we're the only ones in this world.
What's a life without its worth? Compromising with what hurts inside, inside. When you let fear decide your fate, you don't choose which path to take in life. In life, I'm finally letting go of everything that still holds me. I'm against all odds, but I won't give up, 'cause it's my time to shine. Standing in the spotlight, and no one let me down. Destiny is calling high and I'm not afraid to fight for everything I love. Victory's on my side. The more we lose, the more we gain. The more that nothing stays the same in time. In time. Can't love ever, can't forget. What you see is what you get sometimes. Sometimes. Gonna show the world tonight. The light that shines inside us. We're against the odds, but we won't give up, 'cause it's our time to shine. Standing in the spotlight, can no one back us down. Destiny is calling high and loud. We're not afraid to fight for everything we love. Victory's on our side. Takiki-takiki-takitao. 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 Cause it's our time to shine.
Daywan, won't you come out to greet an old friend? All this noise, how unruly. My oh my, such a grand ceremony, and yet it's become such a mess.
Let me help you tidy things up.
It's almost time.
Hang in there. I'll protect everyone. Someone will come to help us.
Who will come
trying to help us. No. How interesting! Very interesting!
You. Why do you always cling on to him? Hmm?
Austrian. It's been a long time.
Will you live for real? Join the party.
Make the whole street a party and add disco balls. Real Me 15 series. Live real in every shot.
Welcome back to Nation Clash. We're now down to the final match of the day. It's been full of action, intensity, and non-stop strategy. And up next is a clash that carries the pride and the national spirit of Malaysia versus Philippines. Both teams are hungry to end the day on top. Now it's all gonna come down to skill and composure. So get ready, because the final showdown is about to begin. We're turning to the stage once again. After an explosive first match, the squad are back to defend their crown. They've proven why they reign supreme in Malaysia, and now they're here to show us that champions never back down. Give it up to HomeBois Blacklist Esports. And here they come, the reigning PKL Ball champions. The team that has redefined discipline and synergy. They're now here to show why Philippines has the heart of a champion. Let's welcome Blacklist International! And let's bring the coaches up on the stage. They'll reach greatness with the guidance of their coach. HomeBois Blacklist Esports versus Blacklist International. The final test of strategy and composure begins here. Both sides have prepared for this very moment. Only one nation will close day one on top. And it's time to find out who it's gonna be. Casters, lead the gorge.
Hello and welcome to Game 3, the match number 3, if you will. This is going to be HomeBois / Blacklist Esports. So they're going to be going up against, of course, your team from the PKL, the number 1 team, the champions, if you will, Blacklist International. Chantel, what do we need to know about this team here?
Actually, for Blacklist International, they went up against the Boom Esports 7 games, and what I can say about them is that they have the heart of a champion, of course, very resilient, and they know how to adapt during the game in terms of drafting and all.
So they have the heart of a champion, but do they have the brains of a champion?
Of course they have. They're here. They are the champions of PKL.
All right, walk me through the HomeBois / Blacklist Esports. Walk me through this lineup here.
Like, coming into this entire lineup, coming in from HomeBois Blacklist Esports, they had a roster revamp coming in from Spring and also KWC. With VV and also where you enter, they are the new additions. So it's a revisit of the old roster coming in for the 2024 run. And then VV and Guiyu are your new side laners here. So far, towards the regular season that we're talking about during fall, didn't really have a very good run, but going into the playoffs, that's where they start to blossom and start to gel more as a team. And right now, they are coming back for the world-class tournaments, which much more focused.
All right, if you're going to go into a little bit more details in terms of gelling, what was probably better? Let's go into that one. But first, let's talk about Blacklist International here. Chantel, please
Again,
walk me through.
for Blacklist International, known to be a resilient team, and I think their strength is really towards the early game. But it is a strength, but at the same time a weakness, because if there's a chance for the other team to stop that early game, then they have a hard time to recover on that. And also, we have to take note of their players, particularly Justin and even Chami1. Chami1, the finals MVP of PKL, plays really well on the Clash lane, plays really well with the Guan Yu. And I gotta say, for Blacklist International, since they were able to win against Boom Esports in an ultimate battle, it means that they are really leaning towards that comfortability over anything. So as long as they get something that's very comfortable for them, then they're okay with it, and they will play well with it.
I totally agree with you, because for the fact that Blacklist International didn't really have a lot of time transitioning into HOK, they still managed to beat the likes of Boom, where they had like what, the whole year to prep. But we do have the team head-to-head, as Holler do run us up a bit on the stats.
Yeah, Homeboy X Black Shrew Esports on the side. They have a little bit less in terms of KDA. Obviously, these stats are from their respective leagues, the MKL and the PKL. So some things might not be 100% lining up because one of the leagues has a little bit more in terms of those games. But if you're looking at it, the biggest one to me, win rate. Close to 76% for throughout.
And I think for Blacklist International, they are also the team that had the run. It was during the spring season with a 14-0, so they have tendencies to really dominate a tournament, and it's gonna be a tall order, of course, if they're up against a Malaysian team who can we can say that has a stronger or a deeper knowledge about the game, just like what Sagi mentioned, that there's not pretty much time for the players of Blacklist International to actually adjust on the game, given the fact also that we had changes for the game itself. So again, this is gonna be an interesting one. Definitely the heroes for the jungles could be something that is a question of, to be contested by both. So yeah, pretty much that's it. It's comfort and how they will play around it.
Jungle is always a contest between two teams, but I really wanted to focus on our two FMVPs in the MKL and also the PKL. Both these two players are young prodigies of the HOK global scene in that Clash lane.
Yeah, if you were actually making a team from scratch, which of these Clash laners would you want on your team?
Oh, that's difficult, man. I probably think I will go to Guiyu because Guiyu has had... Okay, maybe Chami won because Chami had a lot of tournament experience on the line, coming in from different titles, and he's had a phenomenal growth so far.
All right, you've been sitting on the fence throughout the entire day. Even that answer where you're picking one of the players is still on the fence. Like, I don't know how. Get off the fence, my friend.
But Chantel, what do you think? Which Clash laners do you want on your team?
I think for me, I'll have Chami one also because of the playstyle. I saw Guiyu play earlier, but the difference is that for Chami one, he's more of a team player. He sets up for the team and at the same time shows prowess as an individual player. So he knows how to juggle. Will it be me as a Clash laner alone or me helping the team as a Clash laner, something like that.
Yeah, I think both of these guys, though, you're going to see that true impact when that team fight is about to start. They always make that perfect initiation with the via the true Dharma, or whatever you basically need. These guys are always there. They're very reliable.
They're very reliable, and when we talk about Clashers, they are the Mr. Clutchmen that we talk about. They will always go for those aggressive plays to really catch your farm lane or mid lane off guard. That's where you form a numbers advantage for the team, and I'm looking at this Clash lane matchup. The picks like the Fatih, Guan Yu, Dharma, and also the Mayin will be much more of a contest between these two teams.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And given the fact that also, if I will compare how Malaysian teams draft as compared to how PKL teams draft, it's very different, specifically for HomeBois, because I remember match 1, they were really prioritizing Musang King Zero, right?
Yes.
And it's very different on how Coach TG actually drafts for the team. Most of the time, it's either Justice Hero will be at the second pick and they will prioritize the Clash lane hero. So there's a difference in terms of dynamics, but definitely since this is a great matchup between Clash lanes, I'm thinking that maybe it's gonna be HomeBois adjusting on the priority pick, or it depends.
Actually, that's kind of been the norm, I would say, in terms of how PKL drafts, where you do Clash, maybe like a farm laner, because it doesn't really give away your draft.
Side.
Exactly, right? And then that's kind of one of those things are going in. But HomeBois x Black Shrew Esports, this is a team that's kind of like, they are basically daring the team, right? Of just like, hey, we're going to pick our jungler. Try to counter pick this off.
They're trying to counterpick it, trying to counterpick one of our best players in towards our team here. You know for a fact that when we talk about HomeBois x Black Shrew Esports, you are looking at Musang King and the entire team playing around his tempo.
Yeah, it's all about tempo on both of these ones. I think that if you're looking at throughout the day, right? You know, HomeBois x Black Shrew Esports, they've just kind of dictated the pace of all of the games. Even Alpha Gaming, you just see how much faster they are in the early games.
Yeah, that's true. And it's, again, the storyline for match 1 is about taking control. I think for HomeBois, even though the other team is on the lead early game, they have their own strategy, or maybe how they play things around to probably have a breather around the game, and that's going to be hard for Blacklist International if they are patterned and systemized as a team that is good for the early game. Oh, we have a Philippine flag here with us at the venue.
Yeah, and look at this. It's going to be a little bit of respect from Coach Broccoli as well as TG. The head-to-head begins right now as we get into this draft. But going with that ban on the Dharma, that's respect if I didn't see any better. Chammy1 is like 1 of 1 in terms of that Dharma. He is just amazing.
I'm thinking with these bans being lined up, they might just put that early right towards their ban as well, because we know if you ban a Dharma, you ban a Maestro, you do not want the things like the early being up and available for any of these teams to grab.
Yeah, that's true. Now, here's the thing. Will HBSE prioritize yet another hero for Musang King? Again, they have been consistent on that. Not unless they would change. It's going to be Pei. Same story with game number 1 and match 1. So we saw what happened during that one, but didn't know that Q1 is available for this one. For Blacklist International, they play a lot with the Grands, Yuans, and even Motsu, so could be an option for them still with that, or probably secure a farm lane as early as now.
Yeah, starting with tempo, again, the Pei. This is the situation for HBSE to not really change anything. Until somebody is actually, taking the W off of you, I think that you continue to do what you do, right? Let the other teams react to how you're going to play.
And it really shows the fact that they put the priority on back towards Musang King here. Playing the Pei here means one thing. You want to play the tempo. You want to play a fast game here. Musang King will be the player here to collect most of these resources here coming in from the side of HBSC. However, Blacklist International answering with a Long and Yuan as well. You could potentially lock in a Dolia on this third pick here, playing around Dragon in that mid lane or flex that Yuan towards the Roma rule.
Yeah, I would agree. And by the way, I would like to point out that for the Byron is actually one of the most picked heroes for Blacklist International. So it's more of, I think, a counter play from Coach Broccoli on this one, given the fact that Dharma has been banned earlier. So for the side of Blacklist International, it's going to be Ogran. So they're still playing on the usual heroes that they get. Top pick hero whenever they are on the red side. This 2 heroes.
Yeah, this is very similar to how Bigetron by Vitality were looking to counter the Pei, right? Again, go with the Ogren, decide to slow down the game, try to get the farm, right? As long as you're able to kind of withstand, and they do have sustain from the Yuan, the Loong is going to be kind of elusive on his own, so you do have options already.
I am loving the Blacklist draft right off the bat here. They are telling you one thing as well. You want to play the early game? Bet. Let's smash that early game and let's play to see who can search control in that jungle.
And what's really nice is even from Blacklist International, they banned out Athena actually. They've learned the possibilities that we might see it again for this. And I really like also the Dolia ban. So I was thinking for Blacklist International, since they're lacking we're not sure whether or not this U1 will be on the mid lane or will be used as a roam for this. So they could actually have that answer on the last part of the game. It's going to be a Lady Shen as their ban.
Yeah, and if you're looking at some of those other teams, when they do pick the Yuan, especially first phase, they didn't really utilize it as much, right? Like, this is a completely, I don't know what lane this is going to be. It has a lot of options. And now it plays into the heads of HBSE.
And this goes to show the red side priority that you get here. Whereby red side allows you to go for that last pick here, but on the side of HBSC, they lock in the Princess Frost and Liang combination here. So much single target control coming in for the side of HBSC. Blacklist International, what do you answer on that final pick?
I won't be surprised if they get, I don't know, it depends on them. But yeah, actually, out of the 5 heroes that they get on most of the time on the red side, they got it for this game number 1. So we're still lacking their mid.
Or roam.
Yeah,
mid or roam, yeah, because U1 is flex.
So this combination, Liang, the lockdown plus the Princess Frost, the winners here, is like a tried and true combination. It can just lock people down. But Blacklist International, they could have gone with the Zhuangzi. I thought that was a potential. With that butterfly effect, it looks like they want to go with a mid laner themselves. Yixing create this board so that it's very difficult to kind of continue on.
The first level 4 ultimate here coming in from Zeus Liang will be pivotal to really put success on towards HBSC side. For Blacklist International, they have a very well-rounded teamfight draft. If this game goes towards that 4th to 8th minute mark, that could just be in favor coming in from Blacklist International, because the single damage department coming in for the side of HBSC is not enough to really funnel them to that late game.
Third match, game number 1. Draft is locked in. Chantel, your thoughts on this? Just looking at the draft alone, who are you giving the edge to?
Definitely, given the fact that for Blacklist International, these are their comfort heroes, I will lean towards Blacklist again because it's about comfortability. Same story with the HBSE. I'm just not really sure if how they will recuperate just in case this Princess Frost and the young combination won't work during a team fight.
Yeah, and I think that that's going to be key for this one. But Blacklist International have been watching the Malaysian teams just take over. They 3-0'd both of the different squad teams ahead of them from Indonesia. Now it's up for the Philippines to really represent and to really fight back here.
I'm interested in Blacklist International's performance coming into this BO5 series, but look at the top side though, as for you!
Gone on, and it's going to give up first blood, and Blacklist International striking first.
Oh, but I think there's going to be a trade. No ball flash, by the way, out of the bottom lane. Anyway, that was a nice play from Blacklist International. We've mentioned about how great it is to have a great Clash laner, and they rotated in an instant. Gave space for Just G and the rest, but fast reaction by HBSE, taking down some of the camps from Blacklist.
Yeah, this top lane is going to be one of the lanes to watch. We have a lot of pressure on that one. Who's going to blink first?
Who's gonna blink first? Chammy1 told you about that, and Chammy1 got that solo kill with the help of Dragon to really elevate the pressure against HBSC here. But looking at the levels here, Ze is slowly but surely getting over to that level 4 here as Chammy1 forced away from his wave with HBSC getting that priority on the top side.
Yeah, a lot of respect coming in from HBSE on the Clash lane. But it is an intense laning matchup at the bottom lane for the farm laners. But for Blacklist International, what's really nice is that they rotate continuously, even showing up on the farm lane or jungle camps of HBSE.
Yeah, and this is what I like. This is what you didn't really see in Game 2, is that how aggressive they are, looking to steal whatever sort they can, and now they're going to go in for this one. Jay has to actually back up. Guyu almost gets it and does end up making Chammy1 pay. Jiyoung with that nice winner is here, right? The zone is going to be on point, but Justy's going to be just looking to be backing off. Guyu looking to maybe turn this around. He gets devastated for his trouble.
1-for-1 exchange so far. Blacklist International strike back and they get a kill. Zuho tried to go for that flash winners here, but in the end, it was not enough as this Ogren in the early game is just so darn strong.
Yeah, very sustainable also is the Ogren, and I gotta say at that moment, I think it was an early cast for Dragon on the board, so later on if it hits or it lands at least 3 players, it could have been a better initiation for Blacklist. But yeah, but 1-for-1 trade, Blacklist International is on the lead. Actually, this is a huge lead for a 3-minute game. Considering that we just have 2 kills for the team.
Yeah, and actually, but I don't want to be like, hey, you know, HBSC's in a bad spot, because even in the first series, that first game against, you know, Bigetron Vitality, is that they were actually behind, but HBSC, like, hey, chill out, we're fine in the mid-game.
Yeah, that's true. So for Blacklist International, for them to be able to win against HBSE is they need to stop other lanes from winning.
Oh, nice Frigid Prison. He's going to be locking in. Dragon has to flash on back. The winner is here just, again, just zoning and doing that damage.
Lots of zoning here coming in for the side of Blacklist International, but still, that pretty good Frigid Prison there does lock 2 in place, forcing Dragon to bail out of safety here. The first Liang ultimate yet to be seen coming in from Ze here. That first ultimate will make a huge difference between Blacklist International and HBSC as we approach to the 4th minute mark where the Tyrant will be spawned and available in this game number 1.
I love how HBSE is actually not giving that much of information. Most of the time before clearing a minion wave, they hide on the bushes as much as possible. So there's no contest for Blacklist International on this objective, but they will go on the buff of Musang King.
Yeah, they're going to look to take that away, which is going to be key for them.
Yeah, 50-50 trade thus far. They are prioritizing farm over to Just Chief rather than the global buff here. So it is still a decent trade-off here as the goal lead is starting to shrink for both sides as we are approaching the mid-game thus far.
Yeah, the one thing that Bigetron by Vitality did incorrectly was that they had the lead, but they didn't put pressure on the Musang King. He was consistently split pushing. I think that if Blacklist were to kind of draw a beat and make it a little bit uncomfortable for Musang King, they're going to have a much better chance here.
Okay, right now we can see 2 towers down, both a piece. So HBSE at the top lane, bottom lane, and Blacklist International at the top lane. So a nice answer still for both. It's all about trades now for both teams, and they are really rotating fast on this game. But the thing is that we could say that they have the same pattern on how they rotate and how they do things. So it is interesting as to how Blacklist International would withstand the pressure that HBSE will give later on.
It is really down to discipline on how both of these two teams play. They play towards the macro-centric playstyle on the objective, and that is what we're seeing thus far.
They're going in. They got the control, the suppression, but the Conductor of Souls use it in return. They have the board, and they make him pay. It was under the tower, and now Guyu is getting focused in. He's in a bad spot as well, and Blacklist International making him pay.
That is the horrible engage coming from HBSE, and they get punished heavily for it. Blacklist International on the board with 2 more kills, and they are not stopping. They are going for this objective.
Another play, I think. Wow, Blacklist is just all over the place. Just trying to take the resources of HBSE. Again, it all started with the board at the top lane. Even the top lane is, or top tower has been defended by Blacklist on this one. Still on the lead, you can see some of the items already for some of the players of Blacklist.
This is the risky part coming in from a Liang pick, whereby if you don't find those early game markers, you really put your team behind because you are not able to burst down that front BV target, which is just G on that Ogryn.
Yeah, there's a lot of tinky guys. I mean, the whole idea behind the Liang was to like potentially lock down Golden Kite. He's going to be so far back, it's going to be difficult to get on top of him. And at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, if he's not making those early pickoffs, he's going to really struggle because he's kind of like a range creep with that control, but he's got a, you know, with those glasses on, very punchable face, it's going to be a very easy kill.
Yeah, that's true. So right now we can see a lot of pressure coming in still, but there's a pendulum swing for Blacklist International. I think even for HBSE, it's like as if they don't want to face each other yet for a team fight. It's like a speed race on taking down the towers as much as possible, which is actually nice, but so far it is Blacklist International reacting on the rotation of HBSE.
They have the control, but it might not have been the right target. Jay's in a bad spot yet again, and you were talking about this, Sagi, about how if you're not able to find those pickoffs, you're just going to get killed yourself, sacrifice yourself.
And that is so much more pressure here when we look towards mid lane.
It looks like Golden Kite gets the pick up on the VV, and Guyu gets pushed on back. Chammy1 making some plays, and Justy gets the kill, and they're continuing on fighting Ji-Hong, and they get yet another, a double going the way of Justy.
Blacklist International absolutely dominating this early to mid game phase. They are just coming up with 4 large kills on towards HBSE.
I mean, taking the pressure on. I mean, mid T2 already.
And even Musa King is forced to just go on the other sides of the lane, and the Blacklist International, it's as if it's a sped up team wherein we go twice as fast as we normally do. As to why for HBSE, they're kind of caught off guard, but still there are strengths that they're able to do.
And you're seeing how Blacklist International right now have that lead. They're becoming this death ball that, you know, HBSE are really struggling to fight. And how do you fight against a death ball? You split push, and this is why Musan King is constantly on the flanks.
But this is a 4,000 goal lead in favor of Blacklist International talking. What, we are looking at what? Almost an item up for each of these players?
Yeah, I mean, taking it away. I mean, Musan King literally taking everything at this point, consistently just putting that split push on, right? Blacklist International have to react.
And for Blacklist International, the strength is the early game. So if you are HBSE, as you're able to hold on and finally transition mid to late game or have those items, then it's a lot easier for you. But right now, 4.1k gold lead for Blacklist. Everyone is having a great time. You have 7.6k. Actually, interestingly enough, Musan King has
they
higher
find it.
gold.
The controls. They almost try to go on to Chammy1. The barrier's going to slow them down. Chaz1 is going to try to find Guyu, but here come the cavalry. Golden Kite on the side. Justy's going to be there. They have the nice little board locking him in. Guyu's going to be stuck into that one. He's going to be bouncing around, but Chammy1 does trade away his life on this one. Golden Kite is going to have to infinite fastest on back. Justy's still up in front, but they have a free, essentially, kill on the Musan King if they're able to cage this Tiger.
It is still a 1-for-1 trade between the Clash team. Mr. Guyu not having the best of the games here. He is 0-5-1 here, but Ji-Hong here with a defensive win here. Forces Justy away here, but Musan King, he's starting to ramp up on this pick, and he is looking for a lot of backline flank pressure.
And at that time, I think Blacklist International is just confident because most of the heroes or players are like half of life, but they still went through on the team fight.
Justy, the control, they find him, and they're doing a decent amount, but the Conductor of Souls used in return. They have the taking liberties, and Musan King was not able to go over the wall, and it looks like he's going to be picked off. Justy with a nice little counter initiation. The passive is just barely keeping him alive, and Guyu gets the Storm Strike, but Golden Kite is getting gone on, and Guyu with the double, making the exit happen.
Chammy!
Continuing on, and Chammy1 tried to go all in. trying to get the play, but it looks like he's going to die for his cause. And through that all, it looks like it's a 2 for 3 in favor of HBSE.
The Clash Laners are relentless in this case. They are not giving an inch and spoil towards their enemy team. They are just going at it multiple times.
Yeah, both Clash Raiders have their own highlights, I think, after this one. But at that moment, I think for Chami, one, he was hit by the tower.
Yeah.
So he was taken down by a player from HBSE. But here's the thing now, everyone is individually functioning as per their roles. So for HBSE, they're now trying to take the Tyrant. They have the information that just G and there's a Blacklist could be
Oh, it looks
there.
like the Tyrant is going to be gone on here. They have the nice little knock-up, and Musa King taking the Tyrant, and Guyu looking to turn this around. They have the control on the Justy. He's going to be picked off. Guyu's down. Seong is as well. The unending sorrow, and now here come the reinforcements. Cammy gets the knockout. BB is down for the count as well, and now Blacklist International with that 3-for-1 trade continuing on.
HBSC, although they get this Shadow Tyrant, but they lose 3 key members here coming into this team fight here. Justy were to fall, but Chami won once again with the flank, gets back-to-back kills.
We call him the Code 1 for a reason. 14-6, and there's gonna be a trade because of the Tyrant take. It's gonna be an Overlord for the side of Blacklist. Goes straight on the buff of Musang King, but he's still able to secure that one out. Now looking at things, in terms of longer team fights, I think as long as HBSE is able to set up a decent play against the Blacklist, then they are to win that team fight. But for Blacklist, they've been very chaotic in a way, good chaotic, right? Good chaotic for them because they always have HBSE off guard.
Yeah, off guard at this point. But Blacklist International, I think the late game is going to go in their favor, right? So this early game lead that they have, it's kind of dwindled a bit. They've kind of thrown some of those, you know, those deaths away. Chami one going a little bit too aggressive at times. Needs to be careful. If anything, hey, hold down, calm down. We got this game. We just need to get to that late game.
And putting perspective into HBSE as well, we have yet to see a successful Liang Princess Boss combination being pulled up in these team fights. That is a big marker of failure here coming in for this combination here. But so far, this lead has been strong to a 3,000 compared to the 5,000 we've seen towards that mid game.
I would agree, and I think for HBSE, what's really nice is that there's still efforts, or there is still a way for Musang King to actually farm on the areas of Blacklist International.
Oh, but they find him. They got the control yet again. They knocked down Justy, and that was that pickoff. We were talking about how Jay needs to get those nice little controls, turn them into conversions.
And Justy here being caught out here. Board has been laid on.
Oh, Guyu just going in. Golden Kite gets the pickup on the Shihong. Golden Kite, he could potentially just try to get on out. He does have the Dragon. He will get on back to safety. Blacklist International get away with that free kill.
A trade for both teams. It's going to be a farm lane versus a jungle as their trades. What's really nice for both teams is that as much as possible, there should always be a trade. So at least there's no capitalization, whether or not there is a specific player missing for every team fight. And looking at the items, we're almost close to having the farm laners almost full item for this. So 15-7 on this 13-minute game time.
Yeah, and it's like deja vu. Musang King already has like a 2K net worth lead over Justy right now. He's going to start doing some damage. Justy needs to be careful, needs to respect the fact that Musang King could be there with that damage.
The side lane approach here coming in for side of HBSE. They are putting the focus.
Oh, they got the nice little control, but the 4J is in a bad spot. Are they able to make him pay? Guyu, Justy's on the backside with a death precipice. They do have him locked in. Jay is going to be killed, and Justy's on the retreat, or on the assault. Excuse me, a Chami one not going out. Finding VV has the damage, gets the pick off onto him, and Blacklist International making him pay with 3 kills.
They took down 3 players now for HBSE. This might be it for Blacklist International. They can take down a high ground tower, or HBSE. Will they stop this? The only players left is going to be Musang King and Jihong. What a nice conversion for Blacklist after the play.
Taking the T3, they're looking to end this game. The Blood Rage is going to be on point as well. The Winter is here right on point, but they make Zihong killed on that one. He's going to fall down. They have the board, and Musang King just trying to stay alive, and Blacklist International coming back with that ace, and it's just a matter of time. They need the minions. They'll be here. Jay is continuing to go, but they're going to take the Crystal, and Blacklist International will take game 1.
They are on the board, and they put the work on towards HBSE as they claim game number 1 with a superior team fight and macro game.
Very fast reaction from Blacklist International. There were a lot of moments that even though the players doesn't really have that much HP, they still go for a team fight. It's just pure confidence being shown by Blacklist on that game. But kudos, of course, to HBSE, specifically Musang King. Every time that there is a kill or probably an objective by Blacklist, they will always have a trade. And it all boils down to what Sagi said, that I think for HBSE, they had a hard time pulling off the Liang Princess cross combo.
All right, you're just saying that Sagi is right because the PKL team won here, right? You're just making it feel a little bit better at the end of the day, but you don't really mean it, right?
It's not the consolation, okay?
I mean, it is very close, and actually that was a really good game. I do agree with you in the sense, but Blacklist International came to play, right? They had the right counter in mind, understanding that the Pei wants that early game lead. They took the early game lead themselves, and they were able to kind of finally close that game out.
It was a very back and forth series, but the overall lead was in the hands of Blacklist International. As we checked on the entire goal chart here coming in for both these two teams here, I gotta say, Golden Kite and also Just G and Chami1, man, these three had a phenomenal game today.
Right, I would agree. And at the same time, even Chaz actually, the placement of the ultimates was on point. Even finding Chami1 up front, finding him and giving that enough support just to be able to sustain and deal damage against HBSE. Now you have 17 assists, by the way, for Dragon and the rest. So it was literally a collective team effort for Blacklist International. I've known them to be a team that plays really fast, but not this fast. So this is a different variation of Blacklist International.
It just seemed like they wanted to play the macro game. They were incredibly smart with how they were taking on the enemy team. HBSE was very reactive. They could not fight into the death ball that was Blacklist International, so they tried to split push, and once they got caught out, it was pretty much all she wrote.
And back to the point whereby we saw the Princess Frost and Liang, we were talking about the first 4 minutes whereby the Liang has to find those big plays. But in the end, not a single Princess Frost Liang ultimate was seen in those plays. That is what really faltered HBSE in this game one, aside from Blacklist International having a master class of a performance.
Yeah, and at the same time, there were a lot of moments, I think, that it was the other way around. It was the Yixing setting up a play.
Yeah.
There were a lot of nice boards being landed by Dragon at that time, and it was a up and down type of game, I would say, as shown in our graph. So Blacklist International, the consistency is there. There was a moment wherein HBSE was able to recover from that, but it just so happened that, again, Blacklist International played really fast against them.
Yeah, really fast. I mean, there were going to be some ups and downs. HBSE were, able to find ways to get there, but it's just too much in the end. Blacklist International, this death ball lineup was tough nut to crack.
Now, it goes back to the question whereby we always talk about who is the MVP of this game one. That moment that I saw Chami1, it gotta be him. He had numerous perform moments where he was just assassinating backline, jumping onto tree, and getting those big kills on towards carries.
I would agree. I think there will be a highlight wherein he was killed by a certain player, but it was with the help of a tower. So I think for Chami1, he played really well on this one. 70.1% damage dealt plus damage taken. So every time that he deals damage, there's also a sustain on his side. And at the same time, most parts of the early game, it was just him being aggressive all over the place, so that the players that are meant to be at the back from HBSC will somehow be pressured to be part of the team fight.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of starting it off here with Chami1 getting that first blood, and then the guy is just essentially fearless. He's not afraid to dive towers, making sure that he's always making an impact. I mean, they caught out Guyu a decent number of times, who did not really have the greatest of games in this one.
And moving on towards the mid lane as well, look at Chami1 just casually assassinating BB in those approaches here, and then kicking back Guyu into the hearts of the team here. You can see how many plays that Chami1 actually set up for his team and his own purposes.
Yeah. All in all, this was a masterful plays by Blacklist International. There was a third, yes. I think this is where HBSC had a time wherein they could have a breather against Blacklist International. But then again, Chami1 was there. If he sees someone that he is able to take down, then he goes for it. It's again a confidence after confidence for Chami1.
I mean, his thing is that his target prioritization, like who needs to die? BB, Busan King, Jihong, all of these guys are squishy, and the fact that he's like able to find them, get on top, stun them up for the rest of the team to do that damage. Like, look at how they just knock him up. Chami1 with that nice 3-man stun, that was all she wrote.
That was all she wrote, and that is auto lose right there, showing pride for
He's
the
happy.
Blacklist International squad as he is nodding his head.
Yeah, we've talked about how Malaysian teams and Filipino teams play fair, and I think for most of the audiences, they were kind of surprised with this one. But for Blacklist International, they've prepared for this. PKL, they've tried lots of heroes. There were a lot of innovation, so we're expecting that we might see a different one on game number 2. But here's the thing, for this one, during their draft, out of the 5 heroes that are most picked by Blacklist International on the red side, they got 4 on game number 1. So they're really comfortable with that type of hero composition that they had.
My worry is moving forward. This
Oh,
is
right.
best of 5. We have a
Right,
lot of
right.
games. It's global ban pick, right?
point.
I mean, picking 4 out of 5 of some of your best heroes. Yes, they're the comfort pick, but you want to send a message, especially game 1. Really taking the fight to HomeBois, who have been looking flawless at this point, but now they've drawn blood. How do they bounce back, Sagi?
How did they bounce back? They definitely have to revisit back to these strategies, and in the pick and bans, the Liang and Princess Frost, not their best suit, maybe going into the further stages of the game, back to the basics where you have solid team fights and solid setups here. But props to Chami and Blacklist International, they had a phenomenon of an early game.
Yeah, that's true. Probably. It could have been a different story if it wasn't Liang and Princess Frost. I think for that one, maybe HBSE kind of overcomplicated things.
Yeah.
On game number 1 because they used the pay and match 1, but they didn't force to have a Princess Frost and the Liang. Anyway, definitely the heroes won't be used right now. I'm looking forward as to what will be the hero for Just Chi on game number 2.
Just Chi. So based on my intel towards the PKL squad, Just Chi always goes towards the heroes like the Luna, like the Jing, and Agudo, for example, here. So putting on more focus into all these like tanky / beefy jungles, and then the assassins is probably what Blacklist International is trying to plan for Just Chi in that jungle role here. But it is a BO5 with multiple global ban picks that we're talking about. So going in a long series here, the ban slot will be more and more added on towards Blacklist International.
Oh, okay. Probably for this game, we won't be seeing Young Johns and Dolios because they both play well with those. So definitely one. We saw that on game number 1. Yes, game number 1. So Young John Dolios, no, definitely on this game. Not unless they want to open it up or if we go games 4.
Yeah.
game 5.
I mean, it could be really up in the air, which is going to be something that's going to be potentially is interesting. HomeBois, Black Shrew Esports, are they able to bounce back? Right now, if I'm looking at the crowd, it looks like there's more Blacklist International fans. They've been waving that Philippine flag, and it seems like they're feeling the energy. Saki, at what point are you worried maybe you need to pick up that Malaysian flag, send them a little bit of your energy?
Where's my Blacklist International flag?
Are you going to jump on that bandwagon?
You're jumping on our board now?
Okay, back to MKL squad. I have my flags right here. I have the Malaysia
Why don't
flag.
I have
I had
my Blacklist
the
flag?
HomeBois flag as well. So definitely for the HomeBois squad here. Liang and Princess Frost, nothing that they could really do about it. They were 0-1 in that competition, but this is the global ban pick. We will not revisit back into that department here. But with the bans available in this game number 1, Arlie has been locked in for VV in that farm lane.
Now they changed their sequencing. It's not a jungler now for HomeBois. So it means that things have been shaken up by Blacklist. So you have the idea, and this is a specialty again for a Blacklist with a Mai.
I like the counter here coming in from Blacklist International. The moment you see the Arlie, you take away the best duo partner, which is the idea, and then you lock in Maestro Nui for the perfect burst counter here. So Dragon will be a pivotal, important factor to really lock down VV on that Arlie.
Yeah, it's going to be key for him. I mean, plus you have, Chaz on that idea. You were talking about how good it is as a lane partner, but also against it. If you're able to get that mini stun onto Arlie, he's pretty much dead.
Exactly, just need 0.5 to 1 second and immediately Arlie will be bursted down almost entirely here. So that does push this Arlie pick to a very dangerous point here. But HBSC going back to basics, locking in Yangjin and Dolia for that jungle to roam composition.
I remember saying that we probably won't see, but we have it now for game number 2. Anyway, this is a nice trade actually for HBSE as to why they gave out the Mai and the idea. So it's gonna be a Direnji for Blacklist. So in terms of damage output, I think this is the best hero to face an Arlie. It's a nice matchup already. Lane has been banned, and even Luna for HBSE.
I mean, the biggest thing about Blacklist International lineup is that they have a lot of stuns, a lot of ways to get on top of that Arlie, who wants to be very mobile. And if he gets kind of stun locked, he's going to have a tough time. So you got to be super careful about that positioning. Blacklist International also, like, do they have the proper counter to this Yang Jian, though? Which has kind of been, dare I say, kind of like the MKL special. A lot of the teams have been playing it throughout. But walk me through the thought process here, Sai.
So first things first, Mai Shiranui on the hands of Dragon, not the best hero to buy that venomous stuff. So the application of the heat reduction, not the simplest of the tasks coming in from Blacklist. So for the HBSC, they are starting to look very solid on their first 3 picks. But Chami 1 coming in with that Guan Yu will make a lot of sense to round out Blacklist draft, because you need a beefy boy and a good flank to really limit the approach coming in from Arlie and the potential pickup in Zihong in that mid lane.
Right. And another layer of crowd control actually for Blacklist International on that one. So given the idea that Blacklist has this, I think Aguda could be a good option as their jungle. So just for the sake of having the sustain at the same time damage per second, somebody will be up front, can have the flank with the Guan Yu. So for HBSE, they're still lacking their mid lane. They can actually use a Yixing or probably a burst one. Oh, Yixing and Umbrosa!
All right.
You have Umbrosa now as a part of the heroes that we will see on KNC.
Interesting pick here. This is going to be the last 2. And now, how does Blacklist International counter this Umbrosa? Obviously a damage dealer, not the tankiest of types. Yes, it has that second life, if you will. But if they're able to contain, it might... I mean, they can play around that ult.
Yeah, it's like you have a immortal Umbrosa now with a Dolia, but there are a lot of options with the Dolia. It's either gonna be the Yang Jan or even the Umbrosa. Very situational.
Yep.
Could be very convenient for them.
Yep.
In the middle of a team fight, and now for Blacklist they got the Agudo.
I think this is such a comfortable Blacklist draft that
Yes,
we're talking about.
again.
It is something that when I watch PKL games, this is their go-to comfort, where you see the Agudo, the DRNJ, and Mai Shiranui, and the idea all these leads to one big counter against Vivi on their Arlie.
How many stuns do you want? Yes.
Yes.
Like everybody, right? Like this is like almost everybody's independent. If they're able to catch you up, they're gonna have a great time. But again, match 3, game number 2. Blacklist International up 1-0 over HBSE. Is this draft good enough to take down Blacklist here?
Since they have the Umbrosa, this could be it. Again, the combo of Umbrosa plus the Dolia, or the Dolia and Yang Jan. They can work around depending on the situation against Blacklist International, so it will be a lot easier for them to pull this off for this game.
Yeah, I think going in from the break from game 1 into game 2, I think the biggest thing with Guyu was like, actually, I did not have a great game. Let me bounce back. Give me my Umbrosa. Let me fly.
But talking about the early game so far, we are almost having a first blood between these two teams as they are going
so
aggressively.
BB gets picked off, and Golden Kite, a nice little rotation. Gem making a pay, but they're not able to get a secondary kill, but they'll be happy with first blood.
Blacklist International getting the first blood. A very aggressive play for them. We have to commend the crowd control coming in from Chaz just to force out the kill. And even for HBSE, I mean, they're ready just in case it has a longer duration on that.
I think the biggest thing about Blacklist International here in this series thus far, yes, this is only the start of game 2, is that they're determined to make a name for themselves, put the pressure onto HBSE.
BB taking so much damage here, but does have to force away
taking liberties. Dragon has to be a little bit careful. They're getting very low. They have the nice little knockup, but Musan King just does get the pick off, and it looks like Dragon is going to go down in the end.
Dragon with no flash does get punished here, coming in from Musang King here. Vivi playing a bit more he can chew here, but the cavalry has arrived to really elevate the pressure coming in from HBSE's farm lane.
Nice reaction there from HBSE. At least they get to slow things down since Blacklist has been very aggressive. And Guyu has a higher level as compared to Chami 1, and he is forcing him to back away. Potentially, 2 minions won't be cleared here for Chami 1.
Yeah, I mean, the Guyu right here with the level advantage, Chami 1 has to respect that one. I mean, Guan Yu not the greatest laner, if anything. Guyu is one of those types where you're going to have a little bit of an edge going in, especially in the 2-minute mark.
Well, as they range into the melee matchup here, Chami 1 just has to survive the lane and provide more value in these big team fights here, as we see. Aggressive trade here towards the bottom side here as the relentless with those ties.
And right now for both teams, they're slowly building up that momentum, probably waiting for specific items for this. But in terms of the jungle, it's pretty much the same. And I think for HBSE, they got now how to somehow counter the aggression from Golden Kite and even Chaz at the farm lane.
I mean, but Golden Kite is low. I think that as long as he's not really feeling comfortable, he's going to be pushed back, has to play a little bit more reserved, stay under tower, stay alive more than anything else.
Yeah, staying alive and getting all the gold towards your pockets here, and this scaling this DRNJ into the mid game is what you want to be seeing on this DRNJ here. But aggressive approach towards the bottom side as HBSC. Take the Spike Tail Beast for their liking.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Being aggressive, whatever sort of scraps you can find, you want to take that as much as possible. Take it away from Blacklist International, who, again, were very aggressive in game one and made HBSC play defensively.
By the way, we really have to comment how Jen is playing the Dolga. A lot of folks coming in, a lot of calculators also. As a way for Blacklist International, they're a bit pressured on how to play around against a Dolga, given the fact that we haven't seen that much of a big team fight yet.
That Dolga definitely plays in favor coming in for side HBSC, whereby it's equalizing the lane out pretty darn decently. As you can see, goal lead, even though Blacklist had the first blood, it is still in favor.
They finded the Ruined, and it looks like he's got that fatal frenzy. He will be fine. Guyu's going to be backing off. Musan King is there, and nobody wants to join that party.
It is much of a 50-50 trade thus far, but goal lead in favor currently of HBSC. They are taking much more of the neutral resources here from the hands of Blacklist International here. But 4 minutes has arrived on towards the dot here. What will we be seeing here coming in from both teams? What is the priority on this Tyrant?
Probably for the Tyrant, it's going to be HBSE. For Blacklist International, definitely they need to do like a trade. Same as to how HBSE was playing in game number 1, but I don't think that there's an opportunity for them. So yep, HBSE is on a lead on this one. Blacklist International still finding that tempo and the momentum to get back on being aggressive.
The biggest thing about Justy, though, is that he's just going with that farm. He's not looking to go for those 50-50s with those Tyrants. He's going to give up what he can because he understands that, hey, a lot of this farm is actually being funneled already, is literally everybody's grouping around it, making sure that he secures everything. Justy is, of course, your win condition.
That's what we call the gold sharing coming in from Honor of Kings. Everybody gets a bit here. I still get thrown out.
They find him. They get the nice little knockoff. They're bouncing him around, and they eventually take him down. But at what cost? BV now getting gone on as well. They're not letting him go. They have a nice little stun with that Imperial Order, and they find yet another.
Golden and Dragon, the twin combination here with the back-to-back engages, capturing BB, capturing Zilla, and right now, they are doing so much punish on towards Gorge.
But are they capturing your heart?
Of course.
Of course they are. By the way, Dragon already built the Venomous Staff for the Mai. So that's one thing. Anyway, Blacklist International forcing HBSE to back away at the bottom lane. There's going to be a switch on the lanes. Arlie's going to be at the top lane, Ambrose at the bottom lane. So this will change the dynamics of the game for HBSE.
Oh, they're fighting him. Chammy1 gets the heroic charge, pushing him back, but he's under the tower. Chammy1 needs to be careful. He's tanking some of those tower shots, but he will be backing off at this point. HBSE not able to find anything.
Very good reactive board here coming in from Zilong. He knows that he doesn't have to burn the flash, and he locked Chammy1 in his place here. So very smart move thus far, but currently we're looking at a 50-50 in terms of that goal lead here. I'm very interested how Blacklist further pushes up this tempo for this mid game.
I think right now the strength for Blacklist International is whenever they group up like a sped version of their plays. Now for HBSE, again, their strength is all about trades, having space for the Arlie, having space for the Ambrose and such. So yep, Blacklist International, as long as they have HBSE caught off guard, then they will be on the upper hand. So things will slow down a bit for both and expect a 5v5 full on lane up.
Yeah, and I think that Blacklist International okay with this one. I mean, HBSC has done a good job of just kind of forcing the mid lane, not losing that one out. Again, it's all about the extension. Now, Justy's here, finding 3 members, needs to be careful. He's getting gone on. The shields are going to be on point, but Chammy1 looking for that reverse, that angle, if you will. He's not able to find it. The Taking Liberty's going to be on 4, and it's going to be on point. Guyu getting those kills.
Crucial crowd control. HomeBois finds them all, and immediately the cleanup crew comes in. Guyu with the final frenzy sets the tone for HBSC's comeback in this mid game.
What a great usage. Let's watch the replay. Okay, Just survived this one. Chami 1 was there, but look at the knock-up from Jihong's kill, even the second skill, the
Beautiful.
taking liberties. Was that 4 players?
Yeah, 4 players.
4 players from Blacklist
Yeah.
International, yeah. Thanks
So-
for the answer, the crucial crowd control times 4.
Yeah, this is the problem, right? You cannot be grouping up because, again, the Yijing from Jihong is just super scary. You got to understand your position when those team fights are happening. And Musan King looking to go in, finds Justy, though, not able to do enough to do the damage. The board is not going to catch anyone, but Chami 1 now looking to go in, and it looks like Justy getting a little bit low. He's going to be picked off, and Musan King in heaven and earth, moving everything, going in, and they find 4 members of Blacklist International.
Back-to-back 4 members here, and another triple kill goes into the hands of Zihong in towards that Yixing. He is just so darn indestructible.
Yeah, masterful plays from Jihong on this. Has the venomous staff.
They're
You
going
have
for it.
players from Blacklist that will be respond in seconds now.
I mean, HBSD looking to just end this game. Chami 1, does he have enough to just survive? But the crystal is going down, and HBSD will take game 2 and even the series.
8 minutes, 15 seconds. You could tell how angry they were when they lost that game number 1, and they amped the tempo in this game number 2.
Oh wow, Jihong is on fire. Just imagine having that world is my board plus the taking liberties on point for every team fight. I think that was a turning point for that game, and a very interesting usage with Umbrosa also. So it's as if you have a clash laner that you don't have support from time to time, as to why it was very effective for HBSE on that game number 2.
Yeah, just really bounce back game. That's exactly what you wanted to have done. I mean, just the setup and the way that they were setting up those boards, those taking liberties. I mean, he was just completely on point here.
He was completely on point, and one more player that we really have to put our focus onto was Musan King and also Guiyu. They were just maneuvering in and out of those team fights, and then when the board came in, it was Zihong collecting all the kills with those big plays coming in from both the Clash and Jungle HBSE.
Yeah, that's right. It's as if HBSE was just waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for that perfect landing all throughout the game. But all in all, it was a very interesting game number 2. Very close, pretty close actually. Having 5-0-3 for Jihong on the Yijing, considering the fact that you have Guan Yu on the side of Blacklist International, means that for HBSE, they were on point in terms of positioning for every team fight. I think there was a moment, yes, that Harley didn't had a hard time with those free hits in the middle of team fight.
I mean, for me, Jihong, with those boards, the taking liberties, everything, plus the KDA, 5-0-3, and look at his esports pose, shushing everybody,
Yeah,
right? All of
yeah.
those Blacklist International fans,
Taking liberties.
shush. We're not here, we're not
Because the
done
world is
yet.
my board.
Right? The world is my board.
It's like his statement alone for this game. HBSE, the great team that they are. Just look at the team fight participation for everyone. You have 3 players at 100%. So it is Jihong and even Musan King. Talk about comfortability around the map, rotating against the players of Blacklist.
Very good, Matt. Very good mid and jungle synergy
Yep.
here in these team fights, whereby even though BV didn't have the best of the early games here, but in the end, it was those team fight moments that really brought HBSC back alive in this game number 2.
It was all about that bounce back game, right? This is exactly what they needed to have done, and I think the gold graph will pretty much show this, although it was a little topsy-turvy at some points. It was a little close in that regard, but in the end, MKL, of course, representing HBSC, just too strong in the end.
Yeah, they just went straight up there against the Blacklist. They just needed one team fight to actually dictate the game, and that's shows that for HBSE, they're just waiting for the perfect moment to actually punish, or they just waited Blacklist International to commit an error against them.
This was one of the fastest games thus far coming into today's entire event, whereby this was ended at 8 minutes 16 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they had a bit of a dinner appointment. They're like, hey, we need to just win out 3 games in a row. We gotta go get our food, right? We gotta get to that one. But it's gonna be interesting to see who the MVP of that one, HBSC. I think it has to be. There's no other way. Yes, of course, it will be Jihong here. Yixing, 5-0-3. Just way too much impact with those boards.
Way too much impact, and he was landing crowd controls after crowd controls. He got a Taken's Liberty with 4-man knockup into a final triple kill to really allow HBSE to win that decisive 8 minute of a game.
It's just him predicting as to where the players of Blacklist International will be going in the middle of the team fight, because I think at that time, we'll probably see that on the highlights later on. because it was after the board. The majority of the players of Blacklist International was trying to back away. But then again, he predicted that the 4 players will be there.
Yeah.
So it's just him being masterful on the Yixing usage. And yep, I think for him, pretty much consistent player. You have 27% damage dealt against the players of Blacklist. And all in all, we gotta say, some parts of the game, it was Blacklist International winning, but there's a difference on how HBSE plays. There was a juggle between the goal lead, but it all boils down on who has better execution or longer crowd control in terms of team fights.
Early game really fell in favor coming in for the side of Blacklist International, where they were finding successful catches against VV in these attempts here. But this was that team fight that Su Hong really got the MVP performance here. Check out this knockup here. Beautiful 4-man catch on that Taker's Liberty.
Absolutely perfect. That's exactly how you want it. Yeah, that could not have been any better. That's going to be on his highlight reel for sure. And really why they were just in control and they're turning it around. And then it was a pretty much all-out run. Blacklist International, once they down a member, there's really no way to fight back.
Yeah, and then we even saw how great it is to have a player like Yixing was the combo of Yixing and Ambrosa. It's like Ambrosa's like, take me, I'll take all the damage. I'll run to you guys. Something like that.
Doesn't need to be, I mean, you have that Final Frenzy, so you're going to be tanky enough, and then you have the Dolia with the Celestial Melee. So it's a nice little combination going in. Plus, you're seeing the Musan King on this Yang Jian, which has just been like their bread and butter. They're 100% win rate with it. They've been very successful. It's just been a very difficult lineup for them to crack.
It's a very comfortable sight to see Musan King on the Yang Jian, because every time he picks it, like you mentioned, 100% win rate thus far, and he's had very consistent performance on it for this entire day.
Yeah.
Now, given that, I think for the next game, since the power picks of the specific teams are being used already, so this will come to a point wherein the hero pool will be a factor for both. So we will see that because we're guaranteed game 4 for this match.
To your point as well, Chantel, I'm waiting to see, because we're minimum going to 4 games.
Yep.
I'm waiting to see the assassin matchup between Just Chi and also Musan King. That's gonna be a heck of a matchup. Imagine we have Luna and Jing in that jungle department.
Good luck to you. Play.
It will be fine. We'll be fine. I actually, it's going to be most exciting that way, right? Because again, just finding the back line, I think it's going to be super fun. But going into the game 4, now you're going to see like how deep are the hero pools? Are they going to be prepared? Obviously, they have quite a bit already, but it's all about the synergy more than anything else. Plus, the enemy teams looking to ban some of those top teams or top picks.
I will agree with the synergies, because despite you getting a specific hero like a part of the meta, we also have to consider how great it is to be paired with a specific player. So hero. And we mentioned earlier that for Blacklist International, we're able to get their priority picks on game 1 alone. So we'll see. They've been innovating a majority of their heroes just recently. Same goes with the HBSE. I think that was their strength during match 1 early against BTR by Vitality, because there are a lot of changes in terms of the dynamics of the heroes that they will get on a specific game.
So it's going to see exactly how versatile they are. Again, it's all about that draft. It's going to be key going into game 3. Gonna be key in the sense of like, who wins this one? Because then you're at match point, you put a lot of pressure on the opposing team.
It will come down to Coach TG and also Coach Broccoli to really duke it out in that drafting department, whereby we'll be starting to see more of these global ban picks start to pressure these players. Your hero pool will start to minimize. Right now, you're looking at what? 4 bans plus 2 on each of the players here. So that's 14 bans coming into the game itself.
Yeah, sure. And how many heroes do we have?
100 plus. 100
plus.
20, 100,
so
50 something.
It will be limited, right? So specific heroes, but definitely it's about the coaches strategizing when and where they will use that. So again, we have a lot of audiences here, both supporting HomeBois and even Blacklist International.
All right, it looks like these are the global ban pick. We've seen what they've picked in games 1 and 2. These are heroes that they cannot pick again. There's a lot of decent ones. I mean, if you're thinking about, the Yixing alone, it just might have won them the game with that hero.
Totally agree with you. And back to a question towards Chantel, right? Blacklist International, they did not have the most time coming into the tournament. So for them, the transition phase, yes, it's been pretty successful, but do you think they have enough of the champion pool, the hero pool, to go towards that full BO5?
Oh, okay, that's a hard question. I would like to believe that for Blacklist International, since they tried some of the heroes that they don't normally use during PKL. I think a hero pool won't be that much of an issue. It's just that there's one thing. Just these heroes, I mean, leaning towards the sustained heroes recently. I'm just not sure how it will be with Assassin and Assassin matchup, but definitely they have the hero pool.
They have a lot, and then that's going to be the biggest thing for them, right? And it's the flex. It's how much they're able to counter pick. It's one thing to have your very comfort picks, like you saw from Blacklist International in Game 2. And even when they have their best picks, HBSC are like, hey, actually, our draft is still better. We're going to out-execute you.
We had a series on our hands, and right now we're going into game number 3 between Blacklist International on towards the blue side and HomeBois x BSE on towards the red side, with the score tied 1-1 for both of these teams.
Interesting, since we saw the U1 earlier for Blacklist is not going to be banned. Probably. Oh, fast answer by HBSC and Coach Broccoli. So Dharma has been used or chosen by Blacklist. You have Drenji and even Luna on the other side, though. So maybe we're now transitioning to the Assassin versus Assassin matchup, not unless they got a good already, not unless they get a different one. But Pei has been banned. We'll probably see a Lamb.
A Lamb from
There's
Just
a chance, there's a chance.
Yeah, and you're going to go with the most kind of potentially cannon blast, the Musan King Luna as it jumps towards the back line. You're kind of squishy, which is a little bit worrying, and you're going to try to use that positioning to the best of your abilities. But when you have Chammy 1 on a Dharma, you're always in a team fight.
That's Jeremy what we're talking about, right? He is the playmaker here coming in for the side of Blacklist International. We've seen how well he played that Yi. Right now, I'm starting to think, what kind of Clash Dancer can really match that aggression here as for Guiyu? He locked in that Guan Yu as well.
Yeah, you got to lock that one down. I think that this is going to be that moment. The Guan Yu has just been able to make a serious impact when those team fights are coming. Plus, when you have the Luna diving in and anybody who wants to fight, you have that Razor Cavalry pushing things away. It could be potential wombo combo.
Yeah, good point. Potential flank from HBSE. Now, given these heroes that they have, I think for this one, they might want to consider having a mage again that has crowd control. So that they won't heavily rely on the Guan Yu alone, since you have Mots on the side of Blacklist. For this one, I think it's going to be Chaz using that one, and it's one of his favorite heroes. So again, it's comfortability for Blacklist. In terms of a mage, they still have a lot of options coming in for game number 3.
And that's the Artillery Roam once again being locked away from in that roamer pool here for HBSC. We might be looking towards the heroes like the Shi to really put in the CC pool to disregard channel, and also a potential tank jungler here that might be picked up by the side of Just G in that jungle.
Still have potentials, right? Still have a lot of options. The Athena has been banned out. I think that is so funny that, I mean, HBSD are like the only team that is playing this on the Ju, but the way that they play it is so top tier, and it's so oppressive that other teams have to ban it out constantly.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting for this team. So, by the way, we saw the activities that you can experience here if you go at our venue. Anyway, going back to our draft, HBSE, again, their mid lane could be their next pick here. So that the roam won't be revealed just yet for this match. Oh, it's going to be Lianpo.
Yeah, Lianpo being picked up, so that's where we talk about the Guan Yu and the Lianpo composition. You go in for those deep dives against Golden Kai on that channel, so Golden Kai will be really open for these engagements because it's a channel. You don't really have reliable mobility here, but back towards the banning phase, HBSC, not sure what they're planning, but that is one emptied out ban.
Yeah, you're kind of, I mean, the Lianpo is going to provide that, basically that team fight, plus with the Guan Yu. The Wombo combo is real, especially with the Luna diving in, who you know is going to be just creating havoc. This could be a tough one. This is a tough team fight, like Deathball lineup, that Blacklist International need to find ways to get that split push going.
Ooh. Now, okay, we see Xiao Xiao on this game. Has crowd control. Now we see the Lam on Blacklist. So pretty much very decent in terms of, it's a mixture of crowd control and has the burst. And the element of surprise with the Dharma. So I really like the hero composition of a Blacklist. Not because I know that this could be a potential pick from them, but if you look at the hero composition of a HBSE, it will be a lot easier to kind of zone out the players, because we know that Xiao Xiao is a good counter against assassin heroes, right?
It sort of reminds me back towards the PKL Grand Finals, where we saw the lamb on the hands of Just G, where he had a phenomenal performance even though he was behind in some of those games. So coming into a best of 5 settings, the more heroes you're able to churn out from your hero pool, this is the best scenario that you're looking for to go for those big moments, especially in those game 5s.
I mean, going into this one though, don't you think that Joshi, generally when he's on the LOM, plays from behind early? Like, just the kind of the normal behavior of that lineup, I feel like he doesn't really ever have like a great early game where they just like steamroll with the LOM. It's usually from behind.
Yeah, good observation, but I would like to believe that it will depend on Chami 1's aggression again. Same with game number 1. As long as Chami 1 plays the same performance with game number 1, then Just Chi will have an easier time farming.
All right, match number 3, game number 3. Everything is tied up at this stage. Who's going to get up to match point this game? Super critical in this series here.
Want to find out? Drop over to Quill City Mall to witness it yourself, ladies and gentlemen. We have tons of goodies, tons of prizes to be given away, and lots of activities. But talking about activity here, Dragon has already come in that blast.
Oh, they're doing some serious work. The flash forward, Jay is trying to run for his life. Chaz not able to get it. The Peacemaker actually hits the wrong one, and the Cannon Blast is blocked by Ji-Hong. What a team player.
Yeah, if you are, you definitely have to take Ji-Hong at that time, but it's just them protecting each other as much as possible. You don't want any casualty before a minute of a game. But we really like the aggression coming in from both teams, and the presence of mind that as much as possible you need to be as secure as early as the game progresses.
Yeah, I've been very close on that one. Chaz, again, this is why he started in that mid lane. Potential pickoff. Starting, again, if you got that first blood, that would have been a huge momentum shift.
That could even open up the jungle here for the invasion coming in from Just G. But fortunately for the side of HBSC, the power of friendship comes into play with Zihong blocking that final cannon blast from the hands of the Mortz that we're talking about. But let's take a look at the draft, right, whereby I think HBSC, they have so much more mobility that we're talking about, whereby they can really go for these plays.
Oh, nice little burst ram. The Cannon Blast, though, not on point, but Musan King doing some work, and Dragon's going to give up first blood. HBSC find the pickoff, they get another one, and they want Chaz as well, and they're going to take 3 down.
3 quick kills in succession here coming in for the side HBSC. The moment Musan King teleported down, Guiyu came into play simultaneously, getting back-to-back kills.
Yeah, and I think at that moment, the HBSC was just like predicting that the players of Blacklist International will be there. So it's them downloading the game of Blacklist. Even Guiyu was prepared just in case Chami 1 will be part of the team by 3-0 in this 2-minute game, 1.4k gold lead for HBSE. And this isn't looking good because for Blacklist, we all know that they need to as much as possible with the early game, but it depends as to how Golden Kite will play fair in this lane.
That was actually a pretty cool flash prediction coming in for Sada Zihong. Although there was no real follow-up coming in from HBSC, but that's still pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he attempted for it, but, I mean, going back to those 3 kills really set up by Musan King. There's a reason why he's so one of the best junglers on the global Honor of Kings scene, because he just makes plays like that on the Luna.
Yeah, and I think for this one, things are a bit slow for both, because we can see that there is a huge difference. You've mentioned this earlier, Holler, that with the Lamb of Just Chi, there's a chance that he will be behind. So 3.3k First 2.2k is actually a huge lead.
Oh, they find he's going to burst ramp back in, but Justy, this is not a great spot. He's down 1k, but Musan King, I mean, he got that double kill. Things have gone his way. He's very mobile, so Justy right now playing very reactively, trying to catch back up.
Already completing the August Word as well, coming in for the Luna here. He is definitely ahead of the curve coming into this early game as we were talking about, right? As we approach to the 4th minute mark, I think it will be difficult for Blacklist International to really look for an angle on this Tyrant.
Yeah, that's true. And I just really want to commend as to how players of HBSE, specifically the mid lane, stop those stuns possibly from the Motsu. So I think for that, that's been a problem right now for Blacklist International as to how they can't really rotate that much around the map. But good thing is that there is a reaction and even information that the players of HBSE are actually here at the Tyrant. It's all about information.
Yeah, it's about information. I mean, this is going to open it up because they realize that the rest of Blacklist International are not really able to contest. Maybe Chaz goes for this one with a Cannon Blast, but it would have been super lucky. HBSD taking the first Tyrant.
Very good stuff here coming in from HBSC as they really take the early game thanks to that triple consecutive kill just now here. And look at after the event here, right? More of these engagements are going
Oh, the Peacebringer, the thick inside the box. They got him locked in, but no, not enough. He's going to be gone on and the Tremor Smash is on point. Jay with a heroic save, but the pushback, Justy making him pay.
What a nice play coming in from a Blacklist, a counter play actually, because I think at that moment they want to go for Musang King and they got Chess. So I think for Blacklist right now, this is where they will change things up whenever they get a single kill against HBSE.
Oh, the true Jamie one trying to make the action onto VV, who just shrugs that off. He says, hey, actually, I'm under tower, man.
Legal immunity coming in for Sanadir and Jay here. Bails him out of safety here. Doesn't even need to burn the flash in that attempt. A risky play coming from Chammy1. His position is exposed, so that does give HBSE more of this control towards the classmate side.
Now the thing is that for Blacklist International, they're now grouping up together. It's their strength actually. They win team fights whenever they find let's say 3 players at the bottom and they go for the
they've got him. Zihong is gonna get a little bit low. He's gonna be picked off. Dragon making him pay. Jay wants the return onto Dragon, gets him in return. So but Chammy1 under the tower going all in. VV makes him pay for going onto the tower.
It's still in favor of HBSC. You're losing your supportive mid lane and role for the exchange of a mid and clash coming from Blacklist International. While this was happening, jungle domination coming in for the side of Musang King. Further goal going into the hands of this Luna.
Yeah, speaking of Musang King, he's already at level 11 for this one. He almost level 12 and he just reached level 11, so there's a huge gap already for this one. We have to commend the combo of this one, both the Guan Yu and even the Luna. So,
the pushback under the tower. Guyu is going to take the tower shots, but now Musang King is there, and Jushi's like, actually, we cannot really fight this one.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be hard for them. Now for Blacklist International, the thing is that they need to have trades against HBSE. But so far, HBSE is just all over the place on their camps. We see Musang King trying to take this Overlord alone. So it's an indication that they are really on the lead and dictating this game.
That's why when we see HBSE games, the general kill count is actually very low because the only time they fight is to fight for control over objectives like the buff, like the Overlord, like the Tyrant here. But since Blacklist International is throwing bodies at you, they are forcing you to fight them at every single corner.
Yeah, but isn't that the smart way to play? You don't really want to fight just for the sake of fighting. You need objectives, but they get the truth with the box locked in. They finally knock down Musang King, but now Guyu just barely dodging that one. Has to just roll wheelie on out of this one. But now Jay just covering the retreat, letting them get back. Jay might be sacrificed here as Justy turns it up, has that damage. Jay getting down right now, but the first ram yet again. Justy actually gets killed in return. Phoebe, Big Brother was there, but they make Jay pay.
Majority of the players of Blacklist International stepping up.
Zihong is here. He's going to use his passive, and I think that was a misclick, maybe. But if anything, he gets picked off. He does trade away, though.
Okay, a lot has happened after the team fight. It all started with having Blacklist International take down Musang King, and then it went straight having the rest of the players. We have to commend the crowd control coming in from Just G and Chammy1, but also the damage from the Xiao Chao. So all in all, HBSE and even Blacklist International a bit struggling whether or not they will initiate.
Blacklist International bringing the PKL fighting style to the Malaysian home crowd here. It is starting to show a bit of an effort here, but still goal lead in favor for the side of HBSE as we approach the 8-minute mark here. This buff still goes in favor of Musang King here, so that is an important Azure buff being denied all over the hands of Just G.
I mean, it's one thing to fight, though, but you need to go with an objective in mind, right? I think that this is something that Blacklist International need to look into when they're just fighting for the sake of fighting, but why are we fighting?
Yeah, I think for Blacklist, that's true. I would agree on that. But they also have to take note of the information. Okay, nice base check for Zedder. Could be a kill for them.
They're 100 sweet freeze, but Jay is just too tanky. All 5 members, and they're not even able to take down this Lian Po.
And going back to the point for Blacklist International, they need trades. Wait.
Jay gets gone on the first ram. The Tremor Smash is not going to be on point, and now here comes HBSC. Thinking that they have the right a bit of strength in this one, but they're down numbers, and now they're going to take the bottom T2 instead.
Red team.
Although they get a kill on towards them, but still, it goes back to the question that you raised. You are getting kills, but at what expense? Expense of your jungle, expense at your towers. And this is just a slow bleed in favor of HBSC as we are looking at an even larger gold lead for the Malaysian fan favorites.
Yeah, I would agree with the term slow bleed. Definitely that's what's happening for Blacklist International because right after, or if ever, there will be no available towers now for them, it will be hard for them to go for a team fight or actually go for the counter goal. That's a perfect term for it. Because if we look at things right now, we have 9.3k gold for Musang King versus 6.8k on the Lamb. So that alone says a lot about how HBSE kind of stopped the pattern of Blacklist International early game.
Yeah, so Blacklist International should not be fighting. Yes, their jungle is going to be looted and pillaged.
Yep.
That's going to suck, right? But you need to split push. You need to find ways. Again, we saw it in the first series where ZonQ was in the enemy jungle just farming whatever he could find, right? They need to play like that. They cannot just like let the waves just clear in or trickle in, excuse me.
They also need to give more time to Golden Kite on that channel to reach those 4 or 5 item power spikes right now. We are talking about a channel with no real big items, continuously fighting these big teams. But as we see towards the mid lane.
Oh, Jeff finds the right little target, finding Dragon, but do they have enough? He's being bounced around and eventually he does fall, but Vivi's gonna get credit. But Jihong is looking to be traded as well. Chammy one over the wall. He's being bounced around. That's a triple kill going the way of VV and HBSE with the team ace.
With a team ace, HBSE final push attempt on towards the crystal as there are no single member alive coming in from Blacklist International to even defend this final push.
I mean, Dragon is down for 10 more seconds. HBSC look like they've got it. It's a matter of time. Game 3 goes the way of HBSC.
What a performance by HBSE on that game number 3. We saw a lot of potential from Blacklist International, but the HBSE, they just stopped them.
Just too much in the end. Just too strong, being able to find those pickoffs. And I mean, this is a tough one, right?
Yep.
If you're a Blacklist International fan, I mean, if you're looking at this one, you've seen Blacklist International, like, in the past, right? In PKL. Like, what do they need to do better here? How do they bounce back?
I think they should weigh more on the trades. I mean, there were a lot of moments, probably during that last team fight, they could have been taking down that tower at the top lane, but then again, they went straight for a team fight as to why HBSE had the opportunity. But yeah, it's all about taking trades or weighing which is the better trade. And that's a perfect term to put it.
All right. And then the other way, though, HBSE, what do they need to do worse to give Blacklist International a bit of a chance in Game 4?
For me, so far, HBSC has been superb in finding all these big attempts, especially Zerv. He's very vocal in finding these big plays here. That's why, on the flip side, for Blacklist International, they have to respect the timers when they have no flash here. Stop showing so much vision on towards that mid lane, which really allowed the side of HBSC to find those easy and big engages for their squad.
Yeah, to be fair, Blacklist International had a great start on that game number 3. It just so happened that for HBSE, Musang King was all over the place. It's as if he was the jungler of the blue team. He was jungling on a Blacklist side. So that happened and everything fell through for them.
This is a classic Musang King Luna game, right? This is why you cannot give him one of those heroes, right? He's just too good unless you have the counter pick. Maybe you had a Liang. Maybe you had some sort of control. Because once he's on top of you, you're going to really struggle.
And you look towards the damage dealt, this is actually not a very strong team fight game. We didn't really have those bombastic team fights. It was just skirmishes after skirmishes whereby, yes, Blacklist did win, but out of winning kills, what did you really get from the map?
Yeah, that's true. And given that also, if we focus on HBSC's damage taken, Chen really played well on that. I mean, there were a lot of moments wherein I think he was with the Musang King for most parts, wherein Musang King was trying to farm. He's like a bodyguard of Musang King earlier. Okay, I'll be here, just farm, do whatever you want. And because of that, you have high participation also for him on that game. And with this stats, actually, it's really hard to tell whether who will be the MVP for this game number 3.
I think it's going to be much closer than you think. I think it's going to probably be VV in the end, but I liked Joe's play. I felt like as a support, he was providing all the vision in the world, tanking so much, but he was surviving at the end of the day, which has got to be key.
The key thing to really point out as well after Holland's point is to take a look at this gold grab coming in for the MKL team here. HBSC, yes, we saw very good engages coming in for the side of Chammy 1. And then all these follow-up engages coming in from Chaz. But it did not lead to a jungle invade. It did not lead to an objective. In the end, it was down to HBSC finding those big plays, and then the lead just fell entirely to a 7,000 landslide.
Yeah, that's true. I think if we will compare the performance of HBSE game number 1 versus Blacklist International's play on game number 3, the difference that they have is that for HBSE, despite Blacklist International being on the lead, they were still having mirror plays. But anyway, our MVP for that game, Bigetron, with a 24% damage dealt, but we have to focus on the damage taken. He is the tough guy, toughest guy, I mean, for that game with 246 KDA on that game number 3.
I mean, one thing that we're not showing is his vision score, because he was completely up in front. They had nowhere, like, he was constantly like just scouting everybody. He was that sentry, right? And they were trying to Metal Gear their way around him and trying to find some sort of space, but he was always up front, just soaking up all that damage.
And let's check back the replay here, what exactly happened in that early game, which really allowed Musang King to scale even further compared to his jungle opponent, which is just G, right? This was just a methodical 3v4 coming in for HBSC, which put them on the board.
Yeah, I think for that one, because of the first blood and even the kill against Just Cheat, it dictated the game for HBSE. Could have been a different story, but then again, it's all about punishing potential errors from the other team. There were a lot of instances wherein Blacklist International could have won a team fight, but again, after them winning a team fight, there's no actual trade. I'm not sure if they were able to take down a tower against HBSE, and it limits the potential that they have. And at this moment, it was around 9 minutes actually. The time was taken by HBSE, but Blacklist International was at the middle, not trying to have a trade on other lanes.
And these are the moments that we talk about whereby when you have no flash, trying not to really show yourself towards the mid lane or too deep into a territory where there's no tower to fall back to. That is why when we talk about this, Zilla's ability to find these big engages is so top tier in the MKLC.
Yeah, very strong, and you're kind of seeing exactly why they're one of the better teams, right? I mean, they're the champions for a reason, showing up when they need to, and you're seeing just how this well-oiled machine is starting to synergize well and starting to peak, dare I say, at a great time right now at the KNC.
You know what? At this moment, since Blacklist International has been playing really well, I'm just excited how they will adjust coming into game number 4. Again, the bans and the heroes will be different because there is a change already. We've seen most of the heroes that are mostly picked by them being used on earlier games.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to find out exactly what's going in, but game 4 will be coming. But first, let's take a little bit of a break, go get some popcorn. HBSC at match point 2-1 right now. Do they have enough to bounce back Blacklist International? Are they able to come back in the series?
I think I'm confident with the boys for Blacklist International. They can, given the fact that they have the potential to actually have a comeback on that previous game. It's just that the hero pool again might be an issue, and at the same time, HomeBois is slowly getting that momentum already based on that performance game number 3.
And to your point as well, Chantel, I'm starting to see a pattern here coming in from Blacklist International. When they get their engines going, it's superb. They get everything they want, and then they really form a death ball. But when things don't go their way, they start to be stuck in a way whereby, oh damn, how do I really play from a deficit?
Yeah, that's true. And the window for that is the early game. Their strength is literally the early game. If you are able to stop Just Chi or even the mid lane, Dragon's lane, and then it's going to be hard for them to recuperate from that.
Yeah, I think though that teams being able to have a good early game speaks volumes about them, because they're going to be in a much better spot than opposed to saying, hey, I'm amazing at the late game, but I can never get there.
You have to be...
That's a good point.
Yeah, you really have to be great at everything so that you don't have like a disadvantage going to a series, because so far, we've seen BSC being able to play those late game situations into their favor and also playing those very aggressive early games thanks to an engage coming from the jungle domination coming in for the likes of Musang King, and also the hidden MVP that we need to give props to. Zihong has been a phenomenal player so far in today's both series.
He's like a silent killer all throughout this series with a Yixing play that he had. So I think for Blacklist International, they also might want to focus on having him be off guard most of the games or keep him at bay as much as possible. But yeah, your prediction was 4-1.
3-1.
3-1.
3-1, sorry.
I might be
That
right.
is not
I
a
might be
best
right.
of 7, by the way.
Right? Yes. I do think that it's still
Gonna be
potential
3-1.
because I even called the fact that Blacklist International was going to win Game 1. Just saying, the tape is out there.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a Game 5,
Of course.
actually. It's already a statement.
Of course.
I
yeah.
mean, winning a game against a Malaysian team is already a statement for us, the Filipinos.
Yeah, but being able to force it to a Game 5, not going to be the easiest thing. It looks like there's going to be a lot of momentum going the way of HBSC at this point. But if you were to be coach, let's just go with the
Let's go with
HBSC
Coach
squad. What are you
Sabi.
telling them first?
Play your game to a perfection. Just try what you need to try because this is not the end of the world here. In the Nations Clash, yes, you are playing for the nation's pride, your Pro League's pride. In the case of Blacklist International, they're playing for PKL, but the goal is to really try out what your standard is against BSE in KNC and then challenge them in KIC at home ground advantage.
Okay, so we have the home ground advantage for
KIC.
KIC. Now you have for KNC. Okay, the rivalry will continue after this. I will give, given the fact that the Blacklist International was able to get that game number 1. Now we're looking at the bans, or actually the picks for games 1 to 3, and it seems like for Blacklist International, they got majority of the comfortable heroes that they normally use, and same goes with the MKL, or with the HBSC actually.
Yeah. No, I do agree with that. I think it looks like, and here you see Choo Choo trying to get the Malaysians a little bit of energy here, no?
Choo Choo with the Malaysia boy here. Thank you, Kak Choo!
Please show the Filipino supporters. Please, let's have the Filipino supporters on camera. Okay, so we have Casey Bay, our KOL, and Sarah actually.
Yeah, so okay, it's all about the energy. Now, if you're going to be Coach Chantal, what are you telling the team right now?
Okay. It's okay. Well, we'll get this little by little. We got game number 1. We can make it happen for the next game. Trust in your gut and play your game.
Okay.
I can be a coach, right?
Yeah. I
Can be
mean,
a coach,
I
like
think
a
you need
motivational
more than
coach.
just that one line to really be the coach, but I think we're at a good start right
Or
now.
if like before the game, I'll probably say, "Let's go."
Okay. All right, TG, I think your job is at risk right now. Chantel might be taking that one. So something to take note of, but we're going to be going into Game 4. This is going to be the draft here. Dare I say, everything is at stake right now because, again, if HomeBois Black Shrew Esports were to fall on this one, force the Game 5, make them really work for it, especially since they're not playing tomorrow, is that enough? I mean, do you feel comfortable if you're, again, with the HBSC squad?
It's HBSC. I have full confidence with them in this game number 4 here. But if Blacklist International, like you mentioned, can really pull it to a game number 5, this really just proves how far the PKL have grown throughout the entire year of 2025.
So you're saying if they don't win this game, they haven't grown at all?
I mean, they've grown. They proved it. They won that game number 1 in such a demanding and conquering fact.
Yeah, I'm not representing any country. I'm just here to gaslight everybody.
It's as if you're like you want me
He's
and
triggering
Kaka
me.
to fight.
Yeah. That's why I'm like slowly
thing that
backing
you're
up,
at the
creating
middle.
a little bit of space for you guys if you want to fight. Feel free. I can referee that. That's why I'm here.
If the goes game number 5, then we fight.
Yeah, okay.
That's the deal,
If it goes to game 5.
Really?
If it
Can I
goes
have
to
that
game
in writing? Because I
Yeah,
feel like
sure,
we should
sure.
make it that. Okay, I have never cheered for Blacklist
Spam that
International
on the chat,
harder than I
please.
am going to in this game because I want to see this fight more than anything else.
Well, let's go into the pick and bans as we redirected our attention just now, as we have Blacklist International on towards the blue side and the HBSC defaulting towards the red side here. But starting the draft, very aggressive stuff here for HBSC, locking in that Dharma and Yuhuan already.
Yeah, I actually like this 2 picks from HBSE. It's them not giving information about new heroes that we get because both Dharma and Yuan was taken by Blacklist International on the previous games. So if you are Blacklist, you can prioritize now a mage, like their mid lane, as early as now. But for just you have the Lianpo and the Princess Frost. Is it like probably a seminar on how to? Because they use it.
No. This is a tried and true combination, right? Leon goes in, he flashes in, gets the control, then you have the Princess Frost with the winner is here, Frigid Frizz, everything. It just like so much damage.
No. You seem to be misunderstanding. What Chantel means is like game 1, BSE, HBSE
Used
had a
it.
horrible
I know.
Liang process
Oh,
brawl.
I know.
It's like a
So right
seminar
now,
this time.
this is a seminar coming in from
Stop
Blacklist
putting words in my
National.
mouth, please.
No, but look, I do think that HBSC have the counter. They know how to deal against. It definitely has some
course.
weaknesses. If you're looking at the Blacklist lineup, though, kind of squishy. They are definitely vulnerable.
Definitely, they need a clash lane that could be a very tanky. But I normally see Chami 1 on those heroes that can potentially kill someone. But anyway, they targeted Just Cheese heroes. You have Luna and Payback.
I think HBSE might just bring out the Da Qiao and the floorborne tank
Oh,
composition
right.
that's really true to their playstyle. They are one of the only MKL teams in the global region that really plays that to a perfection here. So that might be one of the picks that they would bring up in these last two picks.
Yeah, that's true. And I was kind of thinking actually for this one, if you go to a Blacklist side, I'm not sure if Yang Jan is a good idea or a Menki.
Yeah.
For this, this could be an option for them as long as there is someone that could be up front to soak in the damage. And we have Agudo. So these are power picks actually for HBSE.
Yeah, actually, it breaks up the combination as well. And getting that furball onto any of those three targets right now, very juicy, right? And it's like prime position for your Loom to make that jump with a Flaming Palm. I can see this one from HBSE here.
HBSE has a very solid draft here, but it goes to the same question that we need to answer here. Well, Blacklist International, does Liang and Princess Frost find their marker? They need to be really playing to the tempo. Every Liang ultimate needs to work out for them.
Yeah, and from level 4 on, right? When he gets that ult, you gotta start making plays, right? This is a hero that doesn't do well in the late game. He's very squishy and he's gonna be definitely focused. So you need to stay alive. The Menki here, great little combination to keep him so.
Yeah, I like the combination of Blacklist International. It's a mixture of has the crowd control. You have those high damage per second with the Lady Sun and Fatih with a sustain as well. Same concept with Byron, but for HBSE, they will have the Numa, which is actually nice against Menki, against Fatih, against actually majority of the players or heroes of Blacklist.
HBSE having a really solid early to late game composition. The only concern coming in from HBSE is that they don't really have a solid front line to really tank against that Liang ultimate that we talked about, so that is a concerning point.
I do think the Agudo is going to be enough, right? Especially when you know that Musan King is going to get his farm. He will be that tanky boy. He will be that frontliner. I think all in all, they will be okay, but it's up to Blacklist International to somehow crack into the armor. Yes, they have the Liang, but who's the real target other than the Loom? Nua's going to be so far back.
Yeah, good point. For Blacklist International, again, this could be a tall order. Majority of the heroes of HBSE is considered to be power picks. Almost down on the early game. Again, their strength is the early game. As long as they're able to keep that up, maybe they can potentially replicate their performance. Game number
4. Right now, HBSD has that potential to just end this series in this 4th game. They're already up 2-1. This is going to be a great one.
A great start so far coming in from Chami1 as he outtrades Guiyu in towards that clash lane here, panning over to the bottom side with the rotations here coming in from Zihong Enter. This Fire Peak probably going to the hands of BB.
Yeah, they're going to just pick this one up. I mean, essentially for free, the only Firehawk, nothing to really worry about. HBSC, again, being aggressive, taking things away when, they're forcing it down, so to speak.
Yeah, and I think for HBSE, that's what they changed. Since wait.
Oh, Guiyu doing a little bit of action, but he needs to be careful. Chami1 not able to get the stun. Here comes Musan King rolling it, finding Chami1. He's going to give up first blood. Musan King might get going, but no, the Frigid Prison is going to stop him in his tracks.
Musan King, more like Drift King. He drifted into that lane, split it his DMs, and they got that kill easily onto his Chami1.
Just right on time for Musan King at that time, and that's the good thing. If you have Nagudo in your lineup, the mobility is there. A lot of folks coming in, by the way, from Justy out the middle lane, and Musan King at the middle lane also. So again, it's about HBSE reacting really fast against Blacklist International. And what
Guiyu goes in with the truth, finding Chaz, but doesn't really have the damage. The Formlessness is not enough. Chaz flashes over the wall. Chami1 is going to make him pay for even just showing his face.
But this is the amount of pressure being generated by one single player here. Guiyu single-handedly forcing out the flash away from Chaz. That is an important spell on the hands of Liang. Liang with no
Alright,
flash,
yeah.
you are not able to find those crazy engages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's
that's
not
right.
level 4 yet. Nothing really to worry about. Yes, it's a long cooldown, something they need to consider. But right now, level 4 is probably more of a priority.
Yup, that's true. And I kind of feel like for HBSE, they changed their pattern. They're now focused on Golden
Zhong?
Kite's lane. Zhong almost taking down. And they're forcing this one out. Level 4
Oh, the control. They're going to commit this one onto Jay, and they do have that damage. And this is with that Frigid Prison right on top with the winner is here. Just way too much. Jay goes down.
Very well played here, coming in for Son of Blacklist International. They do get that first kill on towards the board here, as towards the top side here. Cammy1 might be in danger as he's taking a lot of damage.
He eats a truth as well, but he's going to out-sustain it. He has the splashes, and that sustain from the heals. Wow, is he low.
A lot of sustain coming in from Cammy1, being able to get all the damage and being survivor.
Oh, they get knocked off onto Busan King, and that might be it for him, and he does go down, making him pay. Justy with a nice rotation.
Loving the international Blacklist here with their early game here. They are definitely having a much more comfortable spot here compared to the previous 2 games we've seen so far.
And what's really nice is that they're not giving opportunity on the Ao Yin at the bottom lane, even though it has been rotated by She most of the time. So we could say that for Blacklist International, they're keeping HBSE at bay.
Keeping them at bay. I mean, net worth-wise, it is pretty close. It's a bit of a wash in that sense, but they've made some good rotations. Right now, they just don't want to be losing the early game. Again, just securing your own jungle more than anything else.
If Chaz could really find value here in this next upcoming ultimate, this would spell disaster coming in from HBSE. Does Guiyu smell this though?
Oh, Guiyu might get sniffed out. Chaz is actually shown, and Guiyu sniffs it out, gets on back to safety.
And we have Justy at the middle lane defending that tower. So I think Blacklist International has the upper hand on that. But there's a date for HBSE on this Tyrant.
Yeah, I mean, they saw the numbers advantage. HBSD is like, okay, that's a free Tyrant, though. They get the pick up on the Golden Kite, making it pay for sticking around a bit too far.
A return kill does happen towards the top side here, as Cash did find the kill here on towards Guiyu here. But that does leave open the mid lane for the taking coming from HBSD.
Yeah, Blacklist International need to defend. The Flaming Palm is just way too much. The Dream Roam, but is not going to actually secure a sort of stun. HBSD take that one, get on out.
Even though it's a 1-for-1 exchange in that kill department, but I still think it falls in favor of HBSD. Losing out a mid-tier 1 allows your team to really aggressively play for those jungle invasions.
Definitely, given the fact that the Blacklist International has been guarding that area for the for the longest time on this game number 4. So HBSE, mission accomplished on that. But they want to go for
Oh, they
plan
find
again.
Furball. They found Blood Dragon in a bad spot. He's going to drop the winner is here, but it's not really going to connect. HBSD with a nice rotation, securing yet another kill.
HBSE is just literally all
Oh,
over the
Cammy1
place.
goes in,
Cammy1.
finding Steelhong. He wants to go, but he's turning this. Justy, though, needs to be careful. Guiyu gets knocked around. Justy's looking to turn. He's not able to do the damage. Guiyu has to flash over. Cammy1 is low as well. That tower's getting in on the action as well. Infinite Fastness on Vivi. He's going to be back out.
No casualties out of that tussle here. Over-aggression coming in from both of these two teams, but none of them do get punished for their actions there. But so far, in terms of the map, it is still in control of HBSC as they are looking to collect more of these resources as we speak.
And I think at that moment there could have been a trade for Blacklist International at the top lane. But still, the good thing is that there was no casualty after the team fight, after all those folks. And we have 1,000 gold lead, by the way, for HBSE. And you can see the movement right now, right, for Blacklist. They're grouping up as much as possible. Now you have the reverberation for the Nua.
I mean, look at what's happening, right? VV has that 1K gold lead over Golden Kite. But mind you, this Lady Soon was their first pick. I mean, obviously it wasn't trying to create a draft around it, but I mean, Loom definitely has that edge, especially in the lane.
You can see the priority being given over to VV, right? All the resources are going into his pockets here. Meanwhile, Blacklist International, more of these golds are being funneled to Just G here. So Just G is your one and only front line here, but Blacklist still do have the Liang Princess.
Oh, they get the control. He was just strolling through the office, so to speak. The winner is here, is on point, and Golden Kite will get that kill just on the wrong side of town.
That is what is needed from Blacklist International as much as possible to get a single player from time to time so that HBSE will be a bit slow in terms of rotation, and then after that look for the other objectives. But for HBSC, they are still on the lead. Focus on the position of Dragon and Chaz. That's going to be the combo that they will be needing. But you have players or heroes that could go for the face check on HBSC side.
I'm waiting for Blacklist International. How do they convert these kills generated by Chaz and Dragon to more objective taste, to more goalie into their pockets here? But so far, it is still looking very decent for both of these two teams as we are at the 7-minute mark, going almost neck and neck into that 10-minute Shadow Tyrant.
But giving up a 1K net worth lead, I mean, obviously Blacklist International are not giving it on purpose, but this is not a great spot. HBSC, if they find one pickoff, they open this game up, and that lead just, like, expands quite a bit. But now they're going to go, Jay, getting a little bit low. The Furball is going to be on point. The Unending Starro, the Annihilation is not going to actually connect, but Guyu gets picked off, and they find KME1 in return, and now Blacklist International looking to regroup on that T2.
It was an interesting attempt here coming in from Chaz. He flashed in looking for Guayu.
They find a BB, he goes in, he was trying to go for Golden Kite, but he gets on his Dragon, but the top T2 taken away.
And again, for HBSE, it's just them converting on more objective after a team fight. That's what's been very effective for them. Blacklist International a bit struggling. We could say that they are a bit skill dependent in terms of the hero composition. That's why they're struggling to go for the counter push. If their skills doesn't hit the specific target, then it's not a good thing for them to continue.
That's the case, right? Whereby we're looking at HBSC, they win by, they take Just G's buff, and then they go for this Tyrant here. For Blacklist International, it's always one kill, then what's next?
Yeah, Just G, he's going in for the Dream Mode, trying to go for the steal, but he's not going to get it, and it looks like Jay gets that Tyrant, and they walk away. The Annihilation, even on point, Blacklist International not able to make the play.
By the way, good point on Sagi. It's just the macro play, or macro focus of HBSE that has been very effective for this game number 4. Just imagine every time that they get a kill, then they limit the resources of Blacklist International. Then there's no really trade on a Blacklist side. So if they're able to adapt on the same idea, then there's a potential comeback for a Blacklist for this game number 4.
I mean, they need some sort of pick-off. Chaz has not been able to find his moments with that control. Justin taking a lot of damage. Yeah, he's tanky, but it's one of those things where it's like, who do you jump on? HBSC's, their positioning has been on point.
This next 30 seconds will spell a lot coming in.
Dream Roam, finding him, but it looks like the Unending Starro used. The Flash is going to be used as well. Blacklist International not able to find a catch.
That was a very nice creation block here coming in from Zihong to really disengage Chaz from that engagement. But take a look towards a zero golem here as the Smite War comes through. It goes over to Musang King once again.
Yeah, he had Smite. He'll take that one, right? Joshi didn't have it. It was just on cooldown at that point. So again, taking that away, gonna be huge for HBSC yet again.
And on this moment, I think for Blacklist International, the only way that they can win a team fight is from a counter goal, not an initiation. Because they need to consider first the positioning of the Liang and even Princess Frost. And it has been a strange struggle for HBSE on game number 1, not unless they want to contest this time.
Oh, Furball, they find Dragon. He got caught out. Joshi now get focused in, and they turn him around, and they do the damage, and they have enough. They've got 2 members down. Chaz now running for his life. Musang King potentially going in, but instead they're going to focus on the towers.
HBSC with back-to-back 2 kills. They are looking much more in control right now. 3,500 goldie. Towers are up for grabs, and also a revisit back to that Shadow Tyrant after this push.
Yeah, definitely a huge lead for HBSE, taking down another tower at the middle lane. And considering the fact that for Blacklist International, we're able to take down the mid lane of HBSE, this is a pivotal moment.
I mean, they took 2 members down. This is a giant opening. And plus, when you have Musang King on the Agudo, that push is real. The siege is going to be on point.
Hang on a moment though, they're camping, they're looking for a position here coming in for HBSC. But Blacklist International, they do smell it here, but look at Champion 1 position.
Oh, he's running for his life, the Furball on point, but he's got the splashes, he's looking to just fight this one. The flash away, Jamie 1 somehow still alive. If anything, he's just buying time. Musang King will eventually find him, but Jamie 1 goes down.
But on towards the flip side here, Blacklist International, they started off this Shadow Overlord.
They've got the control. The winner is here right on point on this one. It looks like Guyu is going to be killed. Blacklist International finally get that pick, but Jez all the way up in front. And Vivi with that damage. And now he's going to get on his Dragon. 2 members down from Blacklist.
But Golden Kai is still able to defense towards the base here. As we see, Musang King, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, he's looking to just end the game. I don't think everyone else from HBSC got that memo because nobody else is there to help support. They will be here eventually.
You know, it's been a great trade for Blacklist International. It's just that the majority of the players was taken down. You have a Chami 1 down and even a Dragon, but good initiative for them. It's just that even the mid lane high ground tower has been destroyed by HBSE. They could take this turret anytime soon. And they weren't able to capitalize on that objective that they've taken. So that's one thing. Yes, you've taken it, but what's next after that?
I mean, Justy, he's got to go for the steal. He might want to try to dive in. He's not going to even get there. Busan King picking that one up. And it looks like HBSC have made some great moves with this map control.
Fortunate stuff here coming from Blacklist International. Even though they lost Chammy and also Justy, the quick respawns in actually getting that Shadow Overlord really slowed down the attempt coming in from HBSC on that final few pushes.
Yeah, that's true. It's just that for the next couple of objectives, probably another trade for Blacklist. They want to, as much as possible, capitalize on that. But looking at the gold lead, still Agudo is on the lead, but we're now at 30 minutes of the game. We're slowly reaching that game equilibrium wherein the gold lead won't matter that much, so it's up to Blacklist International, even HBSE, to have a better execution with in terms of their initiation.
Yeah, I mean, when this late game happens, obviously VV is already online. He's going to be even scarier as we go on. But Chammy 1 has got to be the guy. He's got to be able to make some sort of play, get the pickoffs, because Jihong has been just like attacking from afar for free, essentially.
And look at the damage here being landed on Jihong here. One Annihilation might just spell doom for Chaz here. One creation block, and that's 30% of your health here. Annihilation does go wide, but look at the minions. The jungle monsters being spawned by the side of Busan King as they take this tier 3 into their pocket.
Oh, Chammy 1 trying to force it and not able to get anything, but instead Guyu looking to turn this instead, finding Chaz. He's going to be picked off, and Chammy 1 just doing what he can, trying to stay alive, but it looks like HBSC just too much, finding Justy, but more importantly, focusing it down on that crystal, and they will take game number 4 and the series.
A 3-game win streak here coming in for the side of HBSC. Even though they lost that decisive game number 1, they come back huge and they make their marker against their opponents, Blacklist International.
All I want to say is I told you so, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm a seer, right? I could predict the future. I knew what was going to happen. Check the tape.
Yeah, he said it before the match started. And I gotta say for HBSE, it was a great adjustment. Right after game number 2, they respect Blacklist International and played really well for game number 2 and game number 3.
Yeah, what a great game, great series, right? You're just seeing the power of HBSC when they're able to be on point. I mean, yeah, they gave up the first game, and your bias is clearly showing. But again, I think that I have to get on that train because they look very good today.
Why do we only have the flags for Malaysian teams?
Why does it burn? Why does it? Why?
By the way, HomeBois won 2 matches today.
Yeah,
Let's not forget that. Yeah. And one was a sweep against BTR by Vitality.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a clean day coming in for the MPL representatives. We had like 3-0 coming in from APG against AE, and then we have 3-0 against BTR, and then 3-1 against Blacklist. We're that cool!
I'm just disappointed I don't get to see you fight.
Yeah, we promised that if it goes game 5, then we...
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm the third wheel. I get it,
Maybe not
It's not the first time. Nonetheless, I think that was a great series. All of the teams really showed up today, and this is why the power of the KNC, the power of the nations and everything, and just... You could feel the energy from, like, the crowd as well as the Philippine fans. Like, everybody was really showed up today.
To be fair, we had a short break earlier.
Yeah.
I saw or I read some of the comments right after Blacklist International won game number 1. And the people in the Philippines are, like, really proud with them being able to get, a game against a Malaysian team. We know that the Malaysian teams are, like, a powerhouse in our league. So that's a statement already for us Filipinos. Too much for nation pride.
yeah, but at the same time, you're kind of thinking it's like, okay, we can celebrate the win, which is great, which is more than Indonesia can say for today at least. But at what point is it that, like, PKL teams, they're tied, right? They're going to go the distance. They're able to take more than just one game.
There's a high chance, I believe, because we saw how they can do that game number 1 performance. I won't be surprised if they're able to do that again for the next couple of days.
Okay. All right. Well, let's find out exactly what's going in. Let's send it over to Mara for the interview coming up.
Another win for the Malaysian team. Congratulations to HomeBois Black Shrew Esports. Guiyu, congratulations. It seems like Malaysians are dominating the first day. You guys swept the first match, another Malaysian team for the second match. But today, on the third match, you experienced, Malaysia entirely experienced the first loss. So how was that like in game number 1 and how were you able to bounce back?
Blacklist is strong team too. They are the champion of PKL. So if you give them some mistake, so you can win very hard. So after first match, our coach just say enjoy the game and do our best. That's all.
It seems like you enjoyed it, you bounced back, and you bounced back very decisively. Now, Ji Hong, it's the first time that HomeBois Blackshrew Esports got to face a Filipino team. And in game number 1, you had a bit of a hard time. How was that like, would you say, from seeing how the game went today, seeing the Indonesian teams and now facing a Filipino team, would you say that Philippines would be the Malaysia's biggest threat?
I felt Indonesia team and Philippine team not so more different. They always play aggressive and give us pressure in early game in our jungle.
So they play the same. They give you pressure in the early game. But who would you say? Look at the camera, and who would you say is the more worthy opponent for Malaysia?
I think it is Philippines.
And we're looking forward to see you guys face each other again. You have the Malaysian audience screaming for you and cheering for you. What would you like both to say to them and everybody watching at home?
We will not give any chance to other region team.
Thank you for your support. Same as you.
Big threat from the Malaysian team. They will not give a chance to others. So you know what? So we're going to break it down a little bit more and we're going to head back to our casters. Lead the gorge.
Thank you so much, Mara, and thank you for that interview, Guyu and Jiong as well. I mean, that was a great win for HBSC. I mean, they've got the Malaysian pride. They have the crowd behind them. This is pretty much everything that you wanted from a Malaysian team.
And you talk about not like having like the best games, but still, when he said they will do their best against all the region teams, it means one thing: they're showing respect by playing their best.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what they did actually for games 2, 3, and 4 right after that game. Right after, game number 1, it's like a different HBSE playing. And it takes a lot of time for a player to actually have that kind of respect for other teams. But all in all, it was a very interesting match. HBSE showed their prowess on this match, even though they played up against also a team when we started the day. And if we look at the overall statistics, actually, what's interesting is that for Ray is actually at 92% team fight participation. And this, the same goes with Musang King at 75, even though Musang King was literally on the camps of a Blacklist International. Nope, that was game number 2. That was game number 2. But yeah, for this one, it was just a slow burn for HBSE.
This is what you're going to see. When you see up in a Gudo, it's not the fastest, high-flying one, but it's going to slowly whittle you down and siege you down. And you'll see it in the gold graph here. It wasn't like a giant spike where the kills were happening. It was about taking those kills and then turning it into objectives here.
It is a slow burn, 5,000 going all the way down into the 14-minute mark, where in the end, it really mattered coming in for teams such as the MKL team, whereby, yes, you lose out in the level 4 fights, but in the end, what important is that they make these catches into the big objectives, like the buffs and like the objectives that we talk about here. But Vivi, well deserved of the MVP. He was everywhere with that long.
Yeah, 602. I mean, he had the best time of his life with early laning against Lady Sun earlier with a 21% damage given to the team and 8.8% damage taken. It goes to show that it's all about the gold conversion right now with 24% gold converted into 21% damage. It means that there was efficiency in terms of laning and then transitioning into objective taking. So BB did a great job on that. And I think for most cases, even though Blacklist International wanted to go in for the counter play, the damage of the AOE was just there. It's just massive against them.
Yeah, absolutely massive. And it kind of started off with this one. Chammy 1 got caught out. Thought he could go on to Guyu. They had the numbers, but Musan King, he coming in like that, rolling in, taking it away. And then the rest of it was pretty much just VV just getting kills left and right.
And I think on that moment, I think for most cases, I mean, of the game, for Golden Kite, it wasn't really that nice experience because Jay and even VV was really pressuring the farm lane, and that's where most areas of a Blacklist International side deteriorated because you have two players. I mean, you have a player there being zoned out, being pressured. So you're struggling whether or not you will go for the backup or you want to protect the farm lane, something like that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I learned from today is that if you pick Liang, you just lose the game, right?
The Liang Princess Cross.
Yeah, it's not really good, but here's the group standings after today. We see HBSC on top, 2-0, Blacklist and Bigetron, both of them dropping 1-2 HBSC. If we're looking at the Group B side, APG coming out on top, 1-0 over Alter Ego. Retrend have still yet to play. We'll see a lot of games for them tomorrow.
It's definitely a very good day so far coming in for the Malaysia MKL fans. But let's see the overall nation standing thus far, which really merged both sides of Group A and Group B. So this is your nation standing, whereby MKL is on the top with BTR IKL looking at second, and Blacklist and Trend from the PKL at the last place. But it's also because that Blacklist hasn't yet played another series with PKL.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And we also have to remember, that's why we're showing the nation standings, because this is a nation's clash, right? So the points accumulated by every nation will be determining which team or which region will go straight to the grand final. So after all the group stage, if Malaysia, they're looking good right now, if Malaysia has the highest points, then
playoffs.
They go to the playoffs, actually grand finals, and have Philippines and Indonesia play in a knockout stage.
Yeah, they're not out of the woods yet. I mean, again, Blacklist International was the only team to have played thus far, so they still have a window of opportunity. They're going to need basically energy going into with Retrend, right? They've got 2 games to really kind of show up, but let's check out tomorrow's schedule. It's going to be, of course, coming up here, day 2.
Well, starting off today, we have APG from MKL going up against Retrend Esports, coming in from the Philippines as the fan favorite votes. Then the next upcoming series with a rolling schedule, we have Bigetron by Vitality going up against Blacklist International. I do think this will be a heck of a banger to watch tomorrow. And closing out the day, we have Alter Ego going up against Retrend for the final series of the day.
Yeah, interesting schedule for tomorrow because you have 3 games that has PKL teams on it. But really looking forward as to how Indonesia will have their points or play against the other team. So I would agree with BDR by Vitality and the Blacklist International being the banger of day 2.
Yeah, I feel like I just need to hold the Indonesian flag. I need to give them a little bit of energy. There's not enough representation on the desk, and that's been the problem thus far. I'm going to definitely need this tomorrow more than anything else, as they have a couple of games to really bounce back into the Nations Clash. They need to get, again, they need to make everything happen tomorrow.
As much as possible, because for Blacklist, they were able to get 1 game against the Malaysian team. So maybe for Retrend, that's already an inspiration for them.
All right.
For tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to see tomorrow. Of course, it looks like that's going to be the end of it for us. My name is Haller. With me is Sagi and, of course, Chantel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you guys tomorrow.
Get your It's all a showtime. It's all a showtime. It's all a showtime. It's all a showtime. kings, it's an honor showtime.